Hi, I'm Papa K. These are the same stories I tell my daughters. So find a comfy place and let's begin. Great story. The Festival of Falling Stars. The night air in the Wishing Meadow was cool and sweet, smelling like crushed pine needles and distant stardust. It was the most special night of the year, the night when the stars in Pamperland seemed to descend from the velvet sky to dance just for the friends who lived there. The Pamper Pals had gathered early, spreading out soft, oversized, fluffy blankets near the center of the meadow where the grass glowed with a faint, silvery light that twinkled whenever the gentle breeze touched it. Lumpy the cheetah was pacing back and forth with a happy, excited energy, his golden spots shimmering like polished bronze in the moonlight. Nearby, Freddy the fish had brought a large glowing bubble filled with delicate sea flowers, which cast a soft blue, soothing glow over their little circle. Pip the squirrel and Felix the fox were busy setting up a cozy picnic, ensuring everyone had a warm spot to sit, with plenty of space to stretch out and watch the star show. Maya, a young visitor who loved the magic of this land, sat in the middle of the circle. She looked up at the vast, dark sky with wide, thoughtful eyes. She held her knees close to her chest, feeling very small under the infinite stars. I have so many wishes, Aya whispered to Felix the fox. I have wishes for my friends, wishes for my family, and wishes for tomorrow. What if there aren't enough stars tonight to grant them all? Felix the fox, always the wisest of the group, sat down gently beside Maya and placed a comforting paw on the edge of the blanket. In Pamperland, the stars don't work like that, he said with a warm, knowing smile. The stars aren't here to just take your orders like a grocery list. Look closely and you'll see something much more beautiful. They all looked up. For a moment, the sky was silent and still, draped in heavy darkness. Then, a streak of brilliant, radiant gold light cut across the horizon, followed immediately by another and another. Those aren't just wishes, Felix explained softly, his voice steady and calming. Every shooting star is a little spark of hope. And the most important thing about hope is that it doesn't run out. It isn't like a toy that can only be played with once. Hope is like a light you carry inside you. The more you share it, the brighter it burns, and the more it helps others find their way in the dark. Pip the squirrel nodded in agreement, holding up a small, polished acorn she had saved for the occasion. Even when things feel a little scary or uncertain, remembering that you have hope is what gives you the courage to keep going. Maya watched as another star traced a glowing magical path across the meadow, lighting up the faces of her friends. She realized she didn't need to ask the stars for things. She just needed to hold on to the hope that she could handle anything that came her way. As the first rays of dawn began to peek over the edge of the world, making the last star fade into the morning light, Maya looked at Felix and smiled, already knowing the ritual. She reached out and grabbed the edge of the blanket, ready to tuck herself in. Up goes the blanket, Maya whispered to Felix, feeling safe and warm. And remember, Maya, every great adventure begins in Pamperland, Felix said with a wink as the last star vanished into the new day. And that, my friends, was tonight's story. Ask someone you love to follow Papa K's story time. So my stories are always just one tap away. Goodbye. The end.